My name's Daniel and you're watching the Rogue Clone Trooper channel.
Bye, Mr. Joe.
Welcome. The last test of any Jedi is to construct your own lightsaber using the Force. Hi, okay. Welcome to the channel. As most of you cosplayers out there and Star Wars fans might know, Bucketheadprops has put out a challenge to create and build your own lightsaber hilt for under £20 sterling. For me here in Japan, that's a little over 2,800 and something yen. Okay, and I have been dying to make my own lightsaber for a very, very long time. When the prequels first came out back in, I think, the 90s, there with the Revenge of the Sith and all that, I went out and I made this, which was my first costume. This was my first ever Star Wars costume, which was a Jedi costume from Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was a young Padawan. At that time, we didn't have all the reference books and we didn't have the internet that we do today, and we definitely didn't have YouTube. So I didn't know the correct way of making this costume and made it from photographs that I had seen and going to an exhibition, which then again just didn't even have the proper costume. It just had pictures of the costume and so on. And it's, for the time it was pretty good, but really it's terrible. But I've always wanted to make my own lightsaber. Now I have this. This was my original lightsaber I bought way back then. This is my, if I remember rightly, my first Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber. This was a Lucasfilms lightsaber, cheap lightsaber. It had a piece at the top that you could twist and the blade would fall out. Unfortunately, it's broken now. And it did also have a light in it, so there was a switch to light up the actual blade. The batteries went in the back. This part went out. Yeah. Things like that. And for its time, it was really good. I even had, at one point, I had a phone, mobile phone clip on the side of it, then clipped onto my belt. But as I said, I've always wanted to make my own lightsaber. So I'm taking Bucketheadprops up on his challenge. And I'm going to try and build my own lightsaber for the equivalent of £20 sterling. And we've already started putting some of the stuff together, so I'm going to bring you in now, show you what I've got, show you what I'm thinking of doing, and we'll see how this goes. Right, okay, so the first thing I did was run down to my local hardware store, which here in Japan for me is Conan. And I went to one of the best places you can go to, which is basically the plumbing section. And I picked up these pieces. I got some tubing, got an end cap, got a connection join, and I got another kind of connection join from a larger piece down to a smaller piece. And all of this, basically, it cost me about the equivalent of £3 sterling. I'll put the prices up here somewhere, over here, what they are in Japanese and how much it comes up to. So I'm trying to stay under our budget. So at the moment I'm way under the budget, so we've got lots of things we can do with this. So the first thing we're going to do is I suppose work out what are the greeblies we can put onto this. Okay, so I found some old leatherette which I had lying around. It's got this lovely type of pattern on it. It was from another project. Got that. Again, old piece of railing. I don't know, these are just ideas for the moment. I've even got this. If anyone's been to Disneyland, I don't know. Here in Disneyland Tokyo, they give these things out to put around cups for you to hold. I thought the texture in this is beautiful. I've already used it for another project. Got a bit left. That might come in handy. And then I've got a rake load of Greeblies, which I'm going to sort through and find out what we can use. These are things to go into your sockets here to stop kids from playing with them and keep them covered. A bit from an old speaker. This all comes from, I don't know where they come from, bits of lights and stuff like that. It's kind of different things. This was a gadget my daughter had, which she smashed open, but I thought the domes looked good. Again, this is from another toy light or something. Looks nice. And then these are the kind of cable markers. Yeah, so we're going to sort through these, find out what we got, and see what Greeblies we can put onto this. The first thing I actually need to do is to measure this out. So I need to cut this down to the actual size of the lightsaber. So I'm going to use my old Obi-Wan one for a basic measurement and find out how long this is. A tape measure here. So there you go. It's about 29. Yeah, 29 centimeters, I think. Yeah, it's about 29 centimeters. So I'm going to roughly go for that and see what we're going to do. Basically, kind of one of my ideas is this is going to be the pommel at the end of my lightsaber. May have this go on the top of it to make a nice end bit for my lightsaber. I might cut this in half somewhere and join that in, because this is a connection join, you see. Yeah, we'll have to figure this out. So I'm kind of some type of look like this. Sorry if they're wobbling the camera there now. Oh god. But yeah, trying to something like that, I think. I wonder if Anakin and Luke had the same problems when they're building theirs. But we'll see what we're going to do. Alright, so let's get this started. Right, okay. So I just used a normal little hacksaw to cut these. Just going to get this into what I'm going to do. So when you're cutting, one of the best things is once you've marked where you're going to do it, is to basically then take some tape, wrap it round, and then you have a line to cut on. Don't do what I did at the very beginning and just start hacking away and you end up with these horrible sections. Okay, I had forgotten about using the tape and I just hacked away, and of course it didn't line up again. There you go. These are the stupid things we do. We live and learn. So that's going to be part of my end cap. Okay. I'm just going to take this tape off now. We don't need it anymore. There we go. Right. Over there. So, what we got going on? I'm thinking of that going in there. This going on that part. That going on that part. And something like this. Yeah. I'm liking that. I really am. I'm liking that. That's kind of a pretty cool lightsaber looking thing. It might be still a bit long. I might need to shorten this bit down a bit again. So this is my first just putting it all together. See how it goes. See how it goes. Do we even need this at all? Would that go straight into there? That doesn't look too bad as well, but I don't like the way that's floating around, so I still might use a bit of pipe in there. Ah, okay, it's slowly come together, but yeah, something like this. That might be a bad idea. That's looking pretty cool as a lightsaber. Yeah, all right, okay, let's get that done. Right, so there we go. I've cut it down. Looks a lot better now. Going on top. I definitely think we've got a lightsaber kind of thing going on here. I like being able to hold it nicely there. Something here for a button or something. Yeah. So let's see what we can do. Yeah. Right, I'm not going to glue these together just yet. I want to see, so I might want to put some stuff in here to make it look at the top of the lightsaber. Still bits coming out of my table. But I want to talk about what type of things I might want to put on this. We could put on some of the leatherette. There's a handle wrap, which might be nice. Give it a firm grip. Again, we've got some of these lovely greeblies. We might have to cut these bits off and, oh, that might be nice. Stick them around the end piece. Space them out. I think I got enough. Might stick them around there. I've got this lovely little red light kind of cover, which was from when I did my Jawa costume with my son. These were the bits on the top of the eyes I cut off, and I got some of these little bits left over from basically these are actually like cable ties that go onto your USB cables to charge your phone. We might be able to stick them up here somewhere. Don't know. We'll see. Even around this. Ooh. Yeah. Something like that. Got 4 of those. Might be to do something. Don't know. We'll see. We got the time going on. And definitely, I'm thinking. Power button. Maybe here. Down top. Yeah. Whoops. So what I'm thinking about. Something like that. I'm thinking about. Let's see what we can do. So if I include these bits, yeah. All right, let's get these all prepped up and maybe we'll start sticking these things on. Okay. Right, so I couldn't resist it. I had to go out and buy some more greeblies, and the best place for me to come is here. Basically, this is Daiso, and Daiso, for all yous out there, for people in England, it's about like the same as pound world, and for the Americans, it's the same as kind of like dollar wise. So we're going to go inside and see what greeblies we can pick up in here to put on our lightsaber. Okay, and here are the goodies that we bought in Daiso. Okay, yeah, we got the finger ring style hook for your phone, which we're going to put on. Originally I was going to put some leatherette around here. I'm deciding to do a wrap instead, and I actually found this. It's a rubber. If I can get a sticker off this now. You can see what this is. There we go. Yeah. Rubber spline for replacing screen doors. Basically it's like a rubber string, which I'm hoping to use to wrap around. Yeah, and then I've got some flexible aluminum coil plans for this as well. So let's start putting this together. Okay, so basically this is a type of a rubber tubing wire which is used for our mosquito fencing, bug netting, and I'm thinking of wrapping it around here, so yeah, all right, cool. So I'm gonna put it back on the bottom. Right, that's gonna put it like that, kind of. All right, yeah, okay, and our lightsaber is slowly taking shape. So now I want to start super gluing this into there. How are we going to start this off? On top, then down, or straight around? You know what? I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to start from this end. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so. So at the moment, all the other parts are outside being, after being spray painted and drying. And while that's happening, I have this. This is the top of a whisk for whisking your coffee, and it died on us there a few days ago, and I still had this. And I love the design of the coil. and I'd love to make something like this to go inside the top of this torch piece that I had lying around, which we're going to use as a greebly in the top of the lightsaber. And that's the reason why I bought this copper wire. What I'm hoping to do is to make a coil, a copper coil that's going to go all the way down inside this, and this is going to be the top of my lightsaber. Okay, and we might use some of this for the inside as well. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But this is a type of hobby, aluminum hobby cable, which is really nice. It's really flexible, and yeah, right. Okay, so what I found, this is a piece from a leather punch. What I do is catch the corner in there, and I can then wind this around. There we go. Now, my coil. See into that. See if we can feed it into here. See how it looks. Yeah. I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay guys, so we have got our pieces back in from outside. And I just want to tell you how I did this effect on the actual pieces. I don't know if it's coming up there or not, but basically I hit it with a coat of black lacquer paint. Yeah, I covered in black lacquer paint, and then while it was still wet, gave it a light dusting of gold, and it's giving it this type of lovely copper effect on top of the black, as if the copper had been coming through, or it had been copper or gold, and it has got dirty over time with black. And it just gives it that lovely kind of metallic look to it. I really like it, especially this end. It looks like it's really worn down. Just gives it a lovely effect. Okay, sorry I didn't show myself videoing it, but I don't have very much space to set up the camera outside at the moment. And but basically, as I said, black lacquer paint on first from a rattle can, and then while it's still wet, just gently dust it with gold paint again from a rattle can, and it just gives it, hold it down a bit more on bits you want to have worn down more, and just light spray on other parts, and it just gives you this lovely type of goldy worn look. And that's belt clip on it. Okay, as you can see, I had taped up this part because I don't want this painted, because I'm going to now wrap this in my tubing, and we're going to use the hot gun for that. Okay, so now it's the time to unravel all this, if I can find where the joint piece is.
My young apprentice, my Padawan, your training is complete. This is a fine lightsaber. Oh. Now, thanks very much. As you can see, I have put in my crystal that changes color. Now, I'm very sorry I didn't show anything of me actually putting this crystal in or how I got it or anything like that. But most of this build I'm doing after I come home at night after work, and when I was doing this I didn't really know what I was doing and how I was going to do it, and it just kind of happened and I hadn't filmed any of it, and I'm really sorry. But basically, originally I was going to put in a homemade crystal that I was going to try and make out of UV resin. Now, UV resin is a type of resin that we can buy here in the hobby shops in small quantities that cures in sunlight, UV sunlight. But I found it that if I wanted to make a crystal this size, I would have to use quite a lot of it. And while I was looking into doing that, I found this crystal. Which is kind of a weight type thing, but was on a key ring that people could use for all types of different things in hobby. And I thought it'd be perfect for what I need. So that's how I got that. Again, I got that in Daiso. As you can see, the lights change colors. That is from a bulb which I had in a kind of tea light thing that you were supposed to put in your bath, and it changed colors. And then I have another little light at the top just to give you something in there, and the whole thing basically runs off a little battery at the back, and it has an on-off switch, as you can see. Nothing fancy, it's a very simple build. Basically it's got wires running from the front bulb, which is about here, down underneath, connected to this bulb at the back, then which is connected with the battery and the switch. That's really it. Using the copper wire and a kind of thin piece of metal, I was able to make this kind of ribbed effect on the cabling, which I then also used at the front for a coil type look as well. And again, as you can see, I've used it to wrap around and hold my crystal into place. And that's my lightsaber. The only thing you haven't seen is that I put some red resin in here to make my button on my switch. And that's it. That's my lightsaber for under £20 sterling. Just to recap how this was made, as you see at the beginning of the video, it came in 4 parts, which was this connector piece here, the end cap here, the junction piece, and then 1 tubing, which was then cut in half and put in either end, and then another tubing, which is this one, which I found again in Daiso, which just happened to fit directly inside this one, and that's how I got that tubing. The wrap and the handle, as you've seen, is the rubber seal that we use on our screen doors. End piece here is a piece of an old torch, which is turned the opposite way around and having the coil piece shoved into it. And these pieces here, as well as on the bottom, are little plug covers that we can find here. They come in packs of 12s to protect your plugs and stop dirt and stuff getting in. The little bit on top again, and the ring pull here are accessories for your phone, which you can get here and the Daiso as well. And this little piece here is from one of my son's toys, which broke and we threw out years ago, and we still have this little bit floating around, which works nicely as my button. And that's it. That's my lightsaber. It was painted originally in black. Then over that I sprayed some gold paint, which gave it a nice copper color. I then decided that I wanted it in silver, so I sprayed silver on top of that again very lightly, and I've get this kind of lovely, nice worn look now with bits of copper and black shining through, which again I put a basically a dirt wash over that of Auburn paint and kind of rubbed most of it off. I had originally painted the handle black, but then when I put a bit of brown onto it, I thought that looks really nice, and you can't really see, but it looks kind of leathery, which gives it a nice kind of leather look, which I decided to keep. Top of all that, then we put some clear coat And that's it. There's nothing else to it. I hope you like this video. I hope it inspires you to go out and make your own lightsaber handle. Please take out my other videos. Please also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. There you will see all the different things that I'm doing at that time, and I put updates on things like this that I'm building as I'm doing them, so you don't have to wait for the videos to come out. And you can also communicate with me and contact me as well. If you would like to help and sponsor me to make a lot of this stuff, you can also find out about that in the comments box below, because it's people like you that will be helping me to keep up my bills. Well, that's it. Wish me luck in the competition, and as always, may the force be with you.